Let's just move that out the way a little bit. So if you can sit cross-legged, sit cross-legged. And if you can't, then maybe sit on a yoga block or a book, or roll up your mat, or get a decent sized cushion. Lift your bottom out, so you're on your rascals. Everybody okay? Are we here? Now, if you can't sit with your legs crossed, then you can sit with your knees like that or like that. But I want you to be able to sit up straight so that you're not slumping your spine. And then rest your hands on your legs or on your knees. And I want you to imagine your sort of belly button, I suppose, is like a pencil. And you're going to start to draw it around in a circle. Whee! Somebody's giving me a thumbs up. Oh, another one. You have to have your phone here so that you can give me thumbs up and likes, but have your computer over there. So yes, my shoulders are moving, look, but I'm trying to think of myself as like a skipping rope. So the middle is moving. You know, if you twizzle it around, the middle is moving and the ends are still and then change direction. Let's circle around the other way. Push your ribs forwards, take them over to the side, round them out. A few more. Let your lower back move if you can stir around there. Hope you've got your music on Classic FM. Don't need a recording license. And then pause. Sweep your arm up. So this will be your left arm, everybody. And over you go to your right. Let your head go. Push into the floor with your supporting arm. Flare your ribs. And then turn and look under your armpit a little bit. Now let your knees be heavy here so they sink down, so that you're not automatically lifting them up. Equal weight through your bottom. Take a deep breath in. Big sigh out. Inhale, come up. And release. Now right arm, lift it up, drop your shoulder down, lift your pelvic floor and your tummy here, so you've got to lift. Over you go to your left. Let your head hang. Drop your shoulder down on the supporting arm, push into the floor a little bit. And then when you've flared your ribs and got that nice curve in your spine, turn and look up a little bit. So you're looking under your armpit. It just turns the rib cage a smidge. Knees heavy. Hope you've got the sound sorted, Sue. Breathe in. Big sigh. Inhale, come up. And then left arm goes up, cautious now, bring it across to your right knee or thigh, wherever you can reach. Other arm goes up, I think it'll be your right arm, take it behind you. And you can either have your hand or your fingertips on the floor, but right behind you, close into your spine. The hand at the back is helping you to sit up straight. And yes, you'll feel a little bit of tension like you're pulling, but I don't want you to think this is a pulling action. I want you to now breathe in. And as you exhale, pull your belly back towards your spine. Allow your belly to twist. Allow the bottom of your rib cage to twist. Allow the mid ribs to twist. The chest, the shoulders, the neck. And release. Come back to the center. Have a little wiggle around. And then right arm goes up. Scoop in here, sit up tall, take your hand towards your knee, your thigh, and then this arm goes up, so it'll be your left arm. Take it down behind you. Use it to help you sit up straight. Drop your shoulders down and lift your sternum and your spine up through the gap. Take a deep breath in. Let your belly hang out. And then exhale, pull your belly back. So with each breath, you're sort of releasing the tension in your tummy. And then squeezing and pulling it around a bit further. Neck relaxed, and the gaze, the head movement and the gaze are the last thing. So it's a sort of spiraling effect. Deep breath in. Exhale. And release cautiously back to the center. Roll your shoulders around. Sit up tall. Take a breath in here. And then retract your chin. Turn your face to the right. Drop it down across your chest. Take it round to your left. Inhale. Keep the heart lifted as you drop your chin down. Take it across and around to the right. Inhale. Exhale, take it down and across and around to your left. Face comes to center, chin stays drawn back, not down. You should be looking at me. Just make double chins. And then left ear to left shoulder. Have a nod or a circle. Ooh. Now leave your head on this one side, opposite shoulder, so your right shoulder. Lift it up, roll it round, press it down. Woohoo! Crunch, crunch. Reach down, stay there. Take a breath in. Roll the chin down into the middle of your chest. And then walk your hands out in front of you and come down. So if you can, your hands are on the floor, maybe your forearms are on the floor, maybe your elbows are on the floor, but let your head hang. Notice some weight might have come off your bottom, and use your hands to push back a smidge. If your knees aren't happy, you can wrap them around the outside here and lift underneath your knees, and that sometimes helps. If your legs are out straight, that's fine, just fold forwards. Breathe deep. Walk your hands in, slowly uncurl, head last. Now uncross your legs, recross them the other way, just so you're not favouring one side or the other. Sit up tall again. Really lengthen up through the spine so the shoulders can hang. Retract your chin, and then right ear to right shoulder. Play around with that position. Little nod maybe, or a side to side, or a circle. And then find a place where you think, oh, that's good, and start to circle your other shoulder round. So your head will have gone right, and your left shoulder will now be lifting, rolling back, pressing down, lift it, roll it back, press it down, lift it, roll it back, press it down. 2 more. And reach down. Retract your chin. Take a breath in. Roll the chin into the middle. Walk your hands out again. Either just lean forwards with your hands down like this, or if you can do it, go lower, or if you need the support under your knees. Take a deep breath in. Engage your tummy, push with your hands. Slowly come up, sweep your arms up. Interlock your fingers, turn your palms upwards, drop your shoulders. Now you're trying to pull your arms as far back as you can, not by moving your rib cage. Keep the rib cage anchored down and squeeze back with your shoulder blade area. Feel the upper back working. The wrists are stretching, the palms are stretching. If you can't do it like that, then do it that way around. But if you can, a nice forearm and wrist stretch would be good. And release, roll your shoulders, and then sweep up again. Interlock your fingers the other way, move them along one so it feels odd. Turn your palms upwards. Straighten out the elbows as best you can. Draw your arms back, drop your shoulders down. If you're not sure if your shoulders are down, deliberately shrug them and then slide them down so you know that they are, or at least as far down as you can get them. Straighten out your arms. I've noticed as I'm filming myself, because I get to look at myself and it's really off-putting, that I always seem to have one arm closer to my head than the other. I don't think I'm symmetrical, everybody. Ooh. And release. Roll your shoulders around. Now then, coming up, bring your knees in, coming up onto all fours. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Inhale, lift your head and tail. Move cautiously and have your tummy in for support. And then tuck your pelvis under, roll the spine, let your head drop. Go again, release from the tail and visualize that you are moving one bone at a time. Shoulders drawn down, heart oozing forwards, tummy drawn in. And then keep your head where it is, tuck your pelvis. Keep your head where it is, scoop your belly up. Keep your head where it is, push the bottom of your rib cage up. And then finally, the shoulder blades can move, then the neck, then the head. Twice more. Ooh. Generally speaking, I like to inhale as I lift my head. And then exhale when I tuck my pelvis under. Find the midpoint. Take one leg out behind you and push through the heel. So you're just stretching out the back of the calf. Now, if you needed to, you could come onto your forearms. But if your back leg is as straight as possible, toes tucked under, pushing your heel away, my knee wants to bend, but if I really straighten it and lock my knee out, I get a much better stretch in the back of the calf. Can you feel that? It's quite nice in the back of the leg. Release. Other leg goes out, tuck your toes under, push your heel away. Make sure your hips are square to the front. You haven't twisted your pelvis. Push your hips to face the front, as in face down. And then you can push with your hands. You can come onto your forearms. You're pushing back, but you're keeping your knee bent. Drawing up on the kneecap, squeezing the leg as straight as it'll go. This one likes to bend more. Whoa. Bring the back knee in and then tuck your toes under, come up into downward facing dog. Now you've got both of them. So let's go heel toe, rolling through the feet, getting the arches moving, getting the feet moving, letting the calves explore that stretch again, but now adding in a bit more for your spine. So everybody come up onto your toes. Everybody do a deep knee bend. Everybody push like mad with a flat hand, index fingers down, please, so that the wrists are in good alignment. Draw the inner elbows towards each other like they're on a little bit of elastic. Turn your armpits to face each other so the shoulder blades don't pinch together, they spread apart. And then, with your knees deeply bent, allow your ribs to go towards your thighs. So your bottom feels like it's really sticking out. Allow your heels to go 1 millimeter lower, not much. Take a deep breath. Keep those hands flat and then allow your knees to go 1 millimeter straighter. Ooh. Hold it. Give your head a shake. And then look forwards. Begin to walk your feet up to your hands. Bring your foot to the outside edge of your hand. So you're like a froggy sort of leapfrog position. And if you can, drop your bottoms down. Yay! Who's with me? Sit up tall, shoulders back. So none of this. Get the chest up. Get the mid back, thoracic spine forwards, thumbs to sternum. Push your elbows into your knees. Ooh, have a little side to side. And then let's have a forwards and back. So I need to just unravel some of the weekend's shenanigans. Anybody else been gardening? Now from here, arms go forwards, rock back, place your bottom down and bring your knees in a bit. Sit up tall. Now you can hold your thighs if you need to. Inhale. As you exhale, just tuck your pelvis under. Feet are together, knees are together. We're normally hip width apart. Have your feet and knees together and just tuck your pelvis under. So hold on if your back's sore or you're nervous about your back. Inhale. Exhale, tuck your head down, tuck your ribs in and curl forwards, roll up. When you get here, you're going to sit up from the base of your spine. So think about moving your pelvis, then your waist, then your shoulder blades, then your shoulders, then your neck. Lean back with a flat back, wheel your pelvis under, round, out. Let the head reciprocate and curl forwards. Inhale. You've not gone very far back and you can hold your legs. Lift your pelvic floor till the pressure's kind of sealed into this little circular area here, and then curl forwards as you breathe out. Bring your body all the way up to your legs, stay there. Wheel up from your pelvis, your waist, your ribs, your shoulders, your neck, lean back. Tuck your pelvis under, squeeze your knees together, feet together, inhale. Exhale, curl forwards. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, tuck under. Now stay there, you've not gone very far. If you've gone too far, you'll be trembling. Hold on if you need to. Take one arm up. So you could be holding on with one arm. Bring it down. Take the other arm up. Bring it down. Take one leg up, your knees are together. Bring it down. Take the other leg up. Bring it down. One leg, one arm, exhale. Inhale. One leg, other arm. Bring it down. Both arms. Bring them down. Should we try? Both legs. Now you could always hold on. Hold it, hold it. Straighten your knees, Lindsay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Control, release. Just hug your knees for a minute and rest. And then hands go back, fingers pointing forwards. And with your bottom still on the floor, bend your elbows and push. Bend your elbows behind you and push. Bend your elbows and push. So you could come into a box position and do your normal tricep push-ups. You could also go to the wall and do your tricep push-ups. You could be on your tummy and have your hands in a V shape, your arms in a V shape with one palm on top of the other, and do your kind of like pushing up there. Lift, lift, using your upper body as a weight here. Bend, lift, bend, lift, bend, lift. Last 2, squeeze, last 1, and release. Circle your wrists round. So you're going to take your legs straight out in front of you. Now I'm just going to move back a little bit so that you can see me. There we go. I think that works. So sit up nice and tall. Again, you might need to be on a yoga block. You might need to be on a rolled up end of your mat, you know, so you could turn it around long ways and do that and roll it up so that you've got a good, decent bit of height. Lift your bottom out, drop your shoulders, L-shaped, not lift up from here. Boom. Now then, fold your arms. If you need to, your hands can go to the side and they can lean back a smidge, but you're not rounding your back, you're leaning back with a flat back. Let's see what we can do first though. Fold your arms, pull your heels, push your heels away and pull your toes back towards you. Take a breath in, fire up really low down in your pelvic floor and your tummy. Sorry, Richard, if you've been on your bike. Left leg. So it might not lift very far. Let me just show you from the side. It's going up and down and up and down. You're not leaning back. If you have got your hands here, you can lean back a smidge, makes it a bit easier. Marjorie, if you're on, you might want to miss these out and just do something else instead. You could do some little standing squat and rise for your legs, because this will dig your hip flexors badly. So if you don't want to do them, then go into standing and probably do the little squat where we go down and up onto your toes. 3 more, 2 more, 1 more, and release. Give that leg a bit of a shake. And then the other one, sit up nice and tall. Take a breath in. Drive out through your heels, pull your toes back, lift low down. No slumping. If you have got to lean back, then lean back with your hands out behind you, but back straight, chest up, lift, lower, lift, lower. Drive out through the heel so the leg is straight. Lift, lower, lift, lower, lift, lower. Now for me, this leg is tighter, as in the back of my leg, my hamstring, and I can feel as my leg goes up, I want to do that. So it may be that one leg isn't as high as the other one was. Squeeze your knee. Lean back if you need to. Come on, we're nearly there. 8, yes, 7, who cares? 6, 5, come on, last 4. 3, tighten, 2, and release. Oh, they look so easy, don't they? Give your leg a shake out. Brilliant. From there, roll onto your side facing me. And you're going to be on your elbow. With your elbow underneath your shoulder, your palm flat, your wrist flat, so I don't want any turned wrists like that. Get your palm down. Knees are sloping away from you. Get hold of your waist here, and instead of sagging your ribs down to the floor and the shoulder shrugging up, you're going to simultaneously push down with your arm, lift your ribs and tip your waist. So you're going to a capital letter I on the side, as it were. Hips horizontal, shoulders level. And you're in that sort of nice diagonal line. Now then, lift your hips up. And when you get there, straighten out your top leg, horizontal with your body. Have a glance down, is it level with your body? This shoulder that you're on isn't shrugging. Pull it down so that you're working your back. And then bend your knee and come down with your hand, hip to floor. So it's a simultaneous movement. You push and lift up and you lift your leg at the same time. You come down and land hardly any weight on your hip. And again, lift. Come down, do not collapse or put weight really on your hip. You just kind of touch the floor and off you go again. And down. Last 2. And down. There's a lot of work going on here. 1 more. And down. This one, go up and stay there and circle the leg that's in the air. Ooh. So if you had to, you could come down on your hip and circle the top leg. But if you can do it, load the arm, load the bottom leg. 4, stretch out. 3, really long straight leg. 2, 1, and release. Come down onto your side. Well done, everybody. Head in hands or bow and arrow. Leave your knees together. Let's twist. Like we did last summer. And again. If you remember 2 years ago, we had a summer that started in April and just went on and on and on. Do you think we might have the same? That would be amazing, wouldn't it? So you can either have head in hands, you can do bow and arrow, or you can do a big chalk rainbow. But bit by bit, you're learning to leave your knees together and you're having to use your tummy muscles a little bit to not let the knees twist so they don't slide past each other. Or if you want to, you can bend your top knee up and straighten out your underneath leg and hold it down. You can hold it down with your hand, or you could pop your other leg over the top of your ankle and it kind of helps to pin it down, and then you go, oh. So play around with whether you want to let your knee lift. If you find there's a tight patch, it could be that your knee lifts. So if I get, for example, somebody asked me the other week, Hillary asked, if my shoulder, you know, which is more important, to get my knee down or my shoulder down, and it depends and it doesn't matter. So for me, if I push my shoulder down and my knee comes up, I feel a bigger stretch around my lower back and my bottom. But if I let my knee go down and my shoulder comes up, the stretch is on the one that's in the air, which is my shoulder. So when you've got a limb in the air and it's hanging, it's stretching. It's going into space because the floor isn't there to greet it. So you can play around with whether you put your knee down and let your shoulder come up and get the stretch in your shoulder because you know you're tight there, or whether you let your shoulder go down but keep your knee up. Oh, I can see an aeroplane going past. I haven't seen one of those for a good while. I wonder where they're going. One more time. Great. From there, go onto your tummy, lying on your belly. Take your arms out. Give your pelvis a wiggle. Let your forehead rest on the floor. Take a breath in. Squeeze your knees, your thighs, your bottom, but don't let the pelvis change position. Now lift your head an inch, inhale. And then with your thumbs turned up and your palms turned in, we're going to squeeze a leg up and float an arm up to the same height at the same speed. Inhale, bring them down, they touch down. Exhale, opposite arm and leg lift. Inhale, they come down. Exhale, opposite arm and leg lift. Inhale, they come down. So I want you to keep your torso nice and still, this rectangular torso. Feel the pelvis pressing into the floor and the ribs pressing into the floor without rocking at all from side to side. No creases in the back of your neck. Your head is just suspended there. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Let me have a look if there's any messages. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Just give me 4 more like that. Morning, Alison. And Claire. We've got Claire on. This is all good. And then pause. Your palms are turned in, your thumbs are turned up. Rest your forehead, take a breath in. And then exhale, lift everything for me, folks. Now your legs are straight. Do not let them kink. Straight legs. Come on, squeeze them. That means your thighs are working, your bottom's working. Now at this point, everything's in the air. Arms, legs, head, the whole lot. Can you feel your lower back working? And then release. Bring your forearms down to an L shape. Take a breath in. Elbows level with your shoulders, arms out to the side, but in an L shape. Peel up with your head, neck, breastbone, come up, heart going forwards, shoulders going down. And then release. And again, peel up. Forearms stay down. We're doing mobilization first. Inhale down. Exhale, peel up. Chest open. Inhale, come down. Exhale, come up. Turn your face to the left. Turn your face to the right. Center, come down. One more time. Push with your arms, come up, and your shoulders slide into the back of your waist. Turn your face to the right. Center, face to the left. Center, and release. Take your arms back out in front of you. Turn your palms in. Give your pelvis another wiggle. Inhale, head in the air. Looking down, lift your pelvic floor, squeeze your tummy and lift the whole lot. Arms, legs, head, the whole lot up. Now, can you breathe into the back of your body here? So you're not letting your belly hang out. Breathe into the back of your body. Feel the body move. Breathe into the back of your ribs. Squeeze your legs straighter. One more time. Yay. And release. Turn your head to one side. Bring your arms down by your side and relax your shoulders. Let them hang forwards. Let the upper back round out. Then lift your head and turn it the other way. Head to the center, hands go down, push yourself up into a half push-up position. You can be in a box position or a half position, or you can be down on your tummy, elbows in and lift, elbows in and lift. So if you really don't want to do that for whatever reason with your wrists, then you have your hands flat, one on top of the other, and lift. So they're your options, or you can go to the wall. If you're in this position, you're still going. Don't cheat just because you're at home. You won't like yourself for it. You won't. Because you'll know you've cheated and then you'll feel bad. 3 more. Lift. 2 more. 1 more. And then bottom goes back. Sink your bottom back. Reach your arms forwards. Let your head drop. That's a nice stretch, isn't it, for the lower back? Take your time to release. Now, if you want to, you can sweep your arms round to your feet. And let your shoulders hang. Deep breath here. Exhale and uncurl. All the way up to kneeling. Now, if you need an extra bit of padding for your knees, grab it. You're going to come to kneeling. So, knees are hip width. Your shoulders are above your hips, are above your knees. Squeeze your thighs, squeeze your bottom. Take a breath in. As you exhale, lean back a little way. You haven't gone far, but you can feel your front thighs gripping. Now squeeze your bottoms deliberately. Come back up to the center, inhale. Exhale, lean back. Inhale, lift. Don't go far if your knees don't like it, just a little way. Or you can start to think, oh, maybe I could go further. And lift. And again. Let your head rest on the headrest. And up you come. Retract your chin, go back. And lift. 2 more. If you prod everything, it really is pretty solid, apart from that bit. And then up. Well, yours might be Richard. 1 more. And lift. Now come back down onto your side, but facing the other way. So twizzle yourself around if you need to see. If you don't need to see, that's fine. You can face the other way. But you are propped up on your elbow, your wrist, your forearm. Your hand is going to be flat. Knees are sloping away from you. And instead of being banana shaped, you lift your rib cage up. The shoulder comes down. Your waist goes lovely and long. Let your head be on that same line, not trying to correct me. So don't worry if I'm a bit angular. Boom, head on its side. Are we ready? Lift up. And now straighten out your top leg. Get used to that sensation. You're reaching up with this arm, your legs straight out, apart from mine's dropped. And then you come down and land lightly. Go again, lift. Draw the shoulder down on the supporting arm. And down. And lift. So your underneath hip is working. Can you feel that? Your top leg is working just because it's holding this side position. So this is working. Your core is working because you're not twisting. This hip in here, this buttock is working quite a lot, as is the shoulder that you're resting on. Lift. So make sure you're pulling your shoulder down. Your head is in line. And down. And you've got about 20 to go. And down. Whee! Good. Little starfish. Exploding stars. This is your last one coming up. Lift and stay there. Circle. Keep your hips up. Squeeze the legs straight. Add a bit to the back of the circle. Draw your shoulders down. 3, 2, 1. And bend your knee. Release. Down you go. Nice. So you can have your head on a cushion if you want to. You can have your head in your hands, bow and arrow, but let's do a gentle twist first. Lift your top elbow up, roll onto your shoulder blades, turn your head. Just enjoy that for a moment and notice how does it compare to the other side. Lift your elbow or arm up and over. And let's go again. Lift, rotate, release, and breathe. Up and over. So if you want to, now it's time to progress. You can do bow and arrow. You can do a big rainbow. So you reach forwards with your arm, trail it on the floor, round it goes in a big circle, all the way down to your bottom. And back again. And now you can start to deliberately pin your knees together. That means you use the tummy muscles a little bit and don't let your pelvis twist quite so much. Round we go. Or bend your top knee up, straighten out your other leg. And if you wish, put your other leg on top of your ankle. So the straight one is on top of the bent one. The bent leg is your top leg, folks. And then round you go. One more time. Let your head turn with you. Round you roll. Are you lower than you were at the start? Now, when you get back to facing the side, straighten out your legs, roll onto your bellies again. So we're back on our tummies. We're going to go back to some upper body work for a moment. Take your arms out into I surrender, forehead on the floor. Give your pelvis a little wiggle, check it's relaxed, your lower back isn't working here. Inhale. And as you exhale, just lift your head a centimetre. Keep the chin retracted though, but feel that you've got your head weight in the air. Inhale. And as you exhale, float both arms up. They're horizontal with the floor at the moment. So you can glance at your elbows and your hands and check that they're horizontal with the floor, maybe 2 inches, 3 inches in the air. Inhale. And as you exhale, tuck your elbow down, point it to the floor and turn your wrists up as your palms go in. So it's the tip and turn. You tip your elbow down, you turn your palms in. So your thumbs are up in the air and you've got this diagonal line from elbow to fingertip. Now, tuck your rib cage up here and pull your elbows down, 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 down to your waist, keeping the hands higher than the elbows if you can. Now, the danger is that you start lifting your ribs up to get the angle. I want the ribs lowish, and it's the shoulder movement that means the elbow has tipped to the floor. Your hands are kind of facing you at cheek height. Slide the elbows along the floor like an aeroplane that's taking off. Start to reach forwards beyond the L shape out in front of you, and reach as far forwards as you can. Back of the neck long, head looking down. Bring your elbows back to I surrender and release. Have a rest, turn your head one way. So if you're not sure what you're doing, just watch the next one. We're going to do it 4 more times. So head center, take a breath in. Exhale, lift your arms. Inhale, tip your elbow down, turn your palm in. Exhale, pull down, squeeze. Elbows are low, hands are higher. Feel your upper back squeezing, fingers relaxed. Inhale, slide them up to 90 degrees, I surrender. Keep going beyond 90 degrees and exhale. Hold them in the air. Feel the work in the back of your shoulders. Bring your elbows back to 90. Release them to the floor and turn your head the other way. Head back to the center. Inhale. Lift your head an inch. Exhale, lift the whole lot. The arms. So hands, elbows up in the air. Watch your shoulders don't shrug here. It's very easy for them to hunch up. Slide your shoulder blades down. Tip your elbows down, turn your palms in. So with this diagonal line from elbow to fingers, now pull your elbows down, down, down to your waist and really clamp them into your waist. Press your upper arm against your ribs. Be careful that you're not shoving your ribs into the floor. Erica, you tend to do that as I do. So really keep your ribs low. That means your upper tummy muscles will feel like they're lifting. Just underneath your diaphragm is kind of scooped up and it stops you from arching your back at that point. Does that make sense? Sorry for naming names. And then come back out. I'm just visualizing it. Come beyond 90 degrees with the arms. Reach out in front of you. Look down at the floor, not forward at your hands. Reach, reach, reach. Bring your elbows back to 90. Keep those ribs tucked up. I think, Alison, you're another one. Tend to lift your ribs a bit. And then release. Turn your heads one way. Give your pelvis a little wriggle around. It's one of those moves that you think, well, it's not really that hard, is it? But when you stop, you realise how much effort there was across your upper back, don't you, and sort of shoulder blade area. So let's do one more. Elbows out in an L shape, forehead touching the floor, shoulders down. And if you're not sure if they're down, shrug them first and then pull them down. Inhale. Keep your pelvis level, your tummy lifted, and then float up with your head and maybe an inch. Inhale. Exhale, lift your arms. Inhale, tip your elbows down, turn your palms in. Exhale, pull down, VW, squeeze your elbows down, make a W shape with your fingers, elbows and head. Squeeze. Really pull your shoulder blades down your back. Activate your upper back. Keep that sensation, that amount of pull of your shoulder blades down into your back pockets. Keep that sensation as you tickle your floor with your elbows. It comes back to an L shape. Go beyond there and reach out in front of you. Ooh, you've really got to work on the shoulders being drawn down here. Bring your elbows back to an L shape. Elbows are low, hands are a bit higher. And release your hands. Turn your head the other way. Oh. You feel the tension in your upper back. Oh. Hands go down. From your knees, your toes, whichever you prefer. Give me a push-up. Come all the way up and then bring your knees in. So just to release that upper back sensation. Find neutral spine. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Lift your right arm up. Twist and look at it. Thread the needle, reach through. Ooh, click, click, click. And feel a stretch. You don't have to go down yet. With both arms straight, and you're pressing the back of your hand into the floor, you can feel the shoulder blades getting a stretch, yeah? And back to all fours. Left arm goes up. Turn and look at it. Thread it behind the right wrist. Keep the weight forwards. Both arms are straight. You're turning your sternum, your chest, towards your arm. And press the back of this hand into the floor. And you'll feel a nice pull across the shoulder blade area. And back to center. One more time each side. Right arm goes up. Thread the needle, reach through. You could just stay there with your arms straight, or if you wish to, bend your knees, your elbows, go down onto your shoulder. Up you come. Left arm up and look at it. Thread the needle, it goes behind the wrist. Reach through, stay there if you want to. You're a neutral spine. Don't let your bum stick out and don't round your back. You've got a natural arch. And then reach through, go down. Turn your shoulders and try and stack them one above the other. Up you come. Good. Take your hands wide off the side of your mat. You can be in this box shape, or you can take your knees further back. Elbows going out to the side and lift. Elbows out to the side and lift. Biceps, triceps, chest and tummy. Elbows out and smoothly lift. Elbows out, relax your feet. Elbows out. It was a bit sneaky, wasn't it, really? Didn't see that one coming. Da, da, da. That's 3, you can do them. Boom, 2, boom, 1, and release. Sit back into a child's pose. Bottom goes back. Release your arms round behind you. Let your head drop. Just allow the movement to flow through your spine and through your ribs, through the back of your body. Expand into the sides of your body. Let the expansion happen in your chest so you feel your torso rise and fall. And curl your spine, head comes up last. Take your arms out onto all fours, tuck your toes under, bottom goes back. Push with your hands, push with your feet, and then your bottom has no option but to jackknife up into downward dog. Hold it there, let both heels go towards the floor, let your head dangle. Index fingers down, everybody. Don't let the wrists do all the work. Get the whole of the flat of your palm down. Now leave your heels towards the mat or wherever they will go and sway your hips from left to right. And you'll feel the weight come out of one arm and it's like a little cat that's kneading. You push into one hand and then the other. Push, 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 and feel the shoulders working. Give your head a little shake. Look forwards, come up onto your toes. With your tummy in, walk forwards. Walk forwards, keep coming, keep coming, keep coming until you are feet between your hands. Let your body hang. Doesn't matter if your knees are bent. Shift the weight forwards into the ball of your foot a little bit. Soften your toes. If you can do it, fold your arms and let yourself dangle here. Your tummy is drawn in and it's drawing you along your legs. And then let your arms go. Bend your knees slowly. See if you can come to sitting. Control the landing. Whee! We're back where we started. Hold on. Inhale. Lift up, lean back and tuck your pelvis under. Go down slowly. Let your head curl over your chest. You can slide your hands down your legs if you want, or you can let go and place one bone at a time down. Waist, ribs, shoulders, eventually head. Now, we haven't quite finished, but we're not far off. So, pelvis nice and level. You've got your little gap behind your waist. That's your neutral spine. Watch these ribs. So tuck them down. The gap is in the waist, not in the mid-back. And then, when you've found that position and you know your peas aren't going to fall off, take a breath in. As you exhale, start to engage your pelvic floor and brace the tummy downwards, not doming, and make the feet feel light. Take a breath into your chest, your ribs, your back. Do that again. Feel pelvic floor sealing the pressure in, tummy just tightening the belt, and feet light. Can you do those three things? And then if I just chat to you for half an hour, you're working. Inhale. As you exhale, give me a knee lift up to 90 degrees. Inhale, bring it back down. It lands feather-like. Fold the other knee in. Watch the ribs. Inhale, foot to floor. Exhale, knee lift. Inhale, foot to floor, pelvis level. Exhale, knee lift. Nice and simple, but good and effective, don't you think? Just be aware of what's going on. Are you taking tension into your neck, into your shoulders? Are you sneakily pushing with your elbows on the floor? Are you pushing with the foot that's on the floor? Could you keep that nice and soft? Now, carry on and float your arms up to hug a tree. Let your shoulders drop back. Let your elbows be heavy. Fingers relax, wrists relax, elbows soft. And then fold one leg in, keep it there, take a breath. If you feel safe with your back, fold the other leg up. You've still got your little gap behind your waist, but watch the ribs don't pop up. And then toe dip in the water. Foot to floor, inhale. Exhale, foot to floor, inhale up. Foot to floor, inhale up. Exhale down, inhale up. Can you do this and add in opposite arm? So if it's left leg, right arm, vice versa. Relax your neck. Let the head be heavy. Put the power from basically ribs to pelvis. It's all happening around that big slipped boob tube. 2 more. 1 more. Bring your knees up to your chest, take hold of them, rock them in and out. It feels nice, doesn't it, to stretch afterwards. Circle round. Circle round the other way. Feet to floor again, one at a time. Then, this time, take a breath in here. Exhale, wheel your pelvis under. So you've done a pelvic tilt and now the back of your waist is in the floor. There's no gap there. Float your arms up, relax them there in the air, hug a tree. Now, can you lift your pelvic floor? Can you draw your tummy down? Can you really hold that scooped out feeling? Fold one leg up to 90 degrees. Bring it back down. It lands like a feather. Fold your other knee up to 90 degrees. Without any judder of the pelvis. As the foot comes down, it doesn't go and rock in your pelvis. And the best way to manage that is to engage your tummy a bit more on your pelvic floor as you change legs. And so I like to go foot to floor, pelvic floor, tummy, and then change. So really thinking about the skin on the back of my waist, not just where my bones are, but the flesh. How much pressure is there in the flesh between your ribs and your belly button and around the back of your belly button, and then from belly button to back of pelvis? I sort of think of those 3 sections of my back, really. And for me, the hardest bit to keep down isn't my lower back, it's just behind my ribs. So if you're a bit of a rib flarer, try and get the pressure in the upper mid back down. Does that make sense? Because your ribs will want to pop up. So really feel where the pressure is, just below your rib cage. Now fold one leg in, keep it here, inhale. Exhale, fold the other leg up. Relax your feet and your ankles. And then 1 foot, 1 arm. And lift. Exhale strongly, other foot, other arm, and lift. So watch when your arm goes over, that the ribs don't lift. Exhale, inhale, slowly, exhale. You've got all the time. Really take long breaths here. Watch the standing leg is standing, it's the still leg is still. You're not letting it counterbalance you. Now 2 more like this. You're welcome to put your feet back on the floor. You're welcome to stay with these. If you feel ready for the last little finale, inhale, exhale, retract your chin, fold from underneath your bust or your chest and curl up. Now then, arms stay in front of you, toe to floor, and then one arm goes behind and lift. So you're still doing opposite arm and leg movement, but the arm goes behind the line of your head. You let your shoulder open right out here, foot to floor and lift, foot to floor. You're looking down and lift. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Come on, do some breathing. If you've had enough, you can always put your feet on the floor and do leg slides. So if your hip flexors are gripping like Billy-O, and we are going to stretch them in a minute, then put your feet on the floor and just slide one heel out on the floor. It'll be easier. Last 4. You can do them. 3. Inhale. 2 more. Inhale. Last one. And cuddle your knees in. Lower your head down. Oh, roll your head from side to side. Hold on to your left leg, slide the right one down. Pull that left leg in as close as it'll come. Press the right knee to the floor. Circle your foot that's in the air. So you're opening across the front of this hip, but we're going to do a proper hip flexor stretch in a minute as well. And then change. Right leg comes in, left leg goes down. We've done all sorts today, haven't we? Circle the foot that's in the air. Hopefully you feel better. Does your spine feel better? Better for moving and twisting and flexing and side bending and extending and firing up upper back. We've done triceps, upper back, mid back, lower back. Not much focus on bottoms today, has to be said. Might have to do those tonight. Or maybe Wednesday morning. Shall I keep you in suspenders so that you don't avoid that class? So from here, roll onto your side, push yourselves over. Not that you do that at all. Bring your right leg forwards, left leg back. Here we go. Start in an L shape, knee under hip and vertical here. So you're just going to be in this L shape. And then I want you to tuck your pelvis under. So this is what we're opening out. Squeeze your bottom, tuck your pelvis under. Careful the waist, just because this leg is at the front, it hasn't hooked up. Waist long, drop that hip down so you're level across here, and then you're still squeezing your bottom and tucking. Does that make sense? But don't do this, if you can see that. Because I tend to want to do that. So. Then that might be enough for you to stretch your hip, and it might be a safe thing for you to do if you've got a new hip. So be careful with those new joints. Front forwards, if you can, sink your hip and take your back leg further back. Move it further back if you wish. Release your feet, your back feet, and then let's have a little side to side shimmy. Now, no cramp allowed here, Richard. Relax your back foot, or if you have to, tuck your toes under. Now pause. The leg that's at the front, I want you to take your hands to the inside of it, and I want you to turn around so that you're going to lift that straight leg up and keep the front leg, the leg that was at the front, bent. So I want you to just stretch your inner thighs. Hands are on the floor, backs are flat. Try and get the outside edge of this foot down so the long leg is straight and the foot is down. Can you feel that inner thigh work? Nice stretch up from the inside of the knee to the groin. And then turn around again, back into your lunge position. Take your hands to the inside. If you can, start to sink down, 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 and see if you can get your elbows to the floor. Use your hands to push yourself up. Bring that front leg through to the back. Change legs. That's the hard bit. Up you come into high kneeling. Careful as you look down, is your pelvis level, or if you twisted your hip forward. So square everything up. So your pelvis is flush across the front there. This is 90 degrees. This leg's 90 degrees. Squeeze your bottom, tuck your pelvis under, and use your tummy here. You're trying to lift out of your spine. And I can feel, even on this side, still, I'm wanting to do this with my waist. So you've got to drop the hip of the leg at the front so your pelvis is level. You're not shortening and hooching your waist up. Then squeeze your bottom and tuck under. Does that help you? I'm assuming you can see when I do when I do things like that and show you. I'm assuming that, oh yeah, I can see that. So that might be all you want to do. You've got your pelvic floor lifted, your tummy lifted, you're trying to divorce your ribs from your pelvis, stand tall as it were, you know, really have that feeling of traction through your spine. That might be you, or you might want to move that leg forwards, back leg further back, have a little shimmy from side to side. And we're shimmying side to side so we can find the tight line. You're kind of exploring, you're going, oh yeah, that bit feels tight, or no, that feels okay. And so when you've found the tight line, just stay there for a moment and allow your front leg to yield. This front leg is acting as a brake. It's pushing the floor away. It's sort of gripping. But if you let your front leg go a bit softer and a bit more floppy, you'll find you can sink a bit lower with your pelvis. Now you can squeeze your cheek. So your bottom at the back is squeezing. Then we'll come back to the lower position in a moment. Turn around. You're going to have a full view of my bottom now. Straighten out your leg that's at the back. Use your hands or knuckles to support you. Sink your hips down and bend your elbow into that knee. So you've got a big inner thigh stretch down here, and I want you to try and get the outside edge of your foot to the floor. So the leg that's at the side, the foot is flat, your kneecap is drawn up, and you stick your bum out more. Then turn your legs back to the lunge position. Pop your knee back down. Flatten your back so you're not rounding here. Sink your rib cage through. Heart up. That might be as far as you want to go, or you could have your hand on your leg and then lower yourself down. See if you can go beyond that leg and lower yourself down onto your forearms or elbows. Squeeze your back cheek and breathe. Keep squeezing that back cheek. Push with your hands, come back up. Push with your front leg, bring it slowly back in. Hands go down, knees go down. Tuck your toes under, take your bottom back. Please get your index fingers flat and your hands are pushing and your feet are pushing and your bottom jackknife's up in the middle. Give me a heel toe for the last time, walk it through. Let your head have a shake. And then lower yourself forwards into a plank. Move your hands if you need to. Hold this position just for a moment. Inhale. Now, you can be on your knees, you can be on your toes, but see if you can lower yourself down really slowly until you're just hovering off the floor. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, and release. Curl your left heel in. Take hold of it. Use a dressing gown belt if you need to, or a strap. Talking of which, the order hasn't arrived yet. The bands and balls, so I haven't been able to crack on and use them. So hopefully that'll be early this week and we'll be able to crack on. Squeeze your bottom, push your hips forwards here. So yes, it's about heel to bottom, but that's not the destination. The destination is more not pulling your heel in, it's tucking your pelvis under, pressing it into the floor. Have a go at lifting your knee if you want to, millimetre. Press your foot into your hand if you wish, and breathe. And then slowly release. Wiggle your hips. Curl your right heel in, reach round ready. Take hold of the base of your foot. So you're holding the base of the big toe joint, if you can reach there, or your ankle or a strap, and then squeeze your pelvis, push your hips forwards. Have a go at lifting your knee a millimetre. Press your foot into your hand a little bit and breathe. You might feel your lower back arching. So tuck your tail down, down. So the tummy's drawn in and there's a bit of length to your lower back. So it's not pinching in your lower back and you get a truer front thigh stretch all the way down to your knee. Can you feel that? Oh, yes. Deep breath in. Big exhale. Take your time to lower your leg. Give your hips a shimmy. Hands go down. Engage your tummy. Push yourselves up. Bottom goes back. Now this time knees wide and reach your arms out in front of you to finish. So an extended child's pose. Your arms are out in front of you. Your knees are really wide. And you're getting a good hip stretch.